Oops, I'm trying to, let's see. California is a two-party state. Everybody who's being recorded must consent. And if you don't want to be recorded, please leave. And I'm trying to move that silly toolbar from whatchamacallit. So let me get back where I was supposed to be. I always look for an image to go with the start of the presentation. And I don't know if any of you watched James Holtzhauer on Jeopardy.
Yeah,
Absolutely amazing. He is a duplicate bridge player. And if you really wanted to see Jeopardy and you saw that your ABC affiliate was going to preempt it by showing the NFL draft, you'd be really disappointed, right? And that's how I feel when I'm ready to open one heart and the person on my right bids 3 spades. It's very disappointing. So that's what we're going to talk about today, is inflicting disappointment on the on the other team. So where are we? Preempts, we're almost all the way through our 24 weeks. We'll get to the end and then we'll start over again. And as I've mentioned before, my mom must have said secondhand low literally 1,000 times. So I'll try to say it like 3 times each time on defense. So you only have to go through 333 times. All right, today I want to remind you about the Google Drive documents. I'll do that pretty fast. And then I'm going to remind you about one no Trump responses, because people sometimes struggle with it. And then we'll talk about an introduction to preempts. So, and away we go. So you get a reminder email from Enrollsy each week asking if you're going to attend. And it includes, in addition to the RSVP link, it includes links to all the presentations on the Google Drive and the recordings that are on YouTube. So that's one place you can go to find stuff. If you click on the Google Drive, you'll see an organization that's something like this. In the third item down is all of the 24-week curriculum. That's what we're doing this time around. We used to do 18 or 16, but we expanded it. If it's easy to download things from there, but if you're struggling, just ask your local tech expert. And they're also stored in PowerPoint in case anybody might want that. In addition, I write some commentary, brief commentary on the hands that we play. And that may be interesting as well. This is what one of the commentary sheets for one of the hands typically looks like. I'm not going to go through it in detail, but it shows all the hands. And it has some comments on the bidding and the play. And some of them have a link to where this hand is stored on BBO so that you can actually click through and watch the hand get played. I used to try and do that for all the hands, but it's a lot of work and I decided to bag it, but some of them still have it. How do you find the commentaries? You click on the hands with commentary. And again, they're a little bit organized. This year's are the 2023. And if you click on that, then you'll finally get to what looks like a computer directory. And there's a PDF of each one of the commentaries. And then there are these other funky things that you don't want to pull down because that's the Sharpbridge language that Marcus uses to create the hands. So I kind of did that at light speed. The important thing to remember is when you get your Enrollsy reminder, you can from there get to all the presentations and get to the videos on YouTube. Just bookmark them and then you'll be all set. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about bridge. So suppose you hold this crazy hand. You can tell it's an image, which means that I or somebody I was playing against actually encountered it. Partner deals and opens a diamond. What should you bid?
4 clubs.
Well, for me, the answer is 1 no Trump. And the reason is in standard American bidding, a 1 no Trump response says the following. It says, I have 6 to 9 high card points. I don't have something I can bid at the 1 level. and I can't raise your suit immediately. So that's all the one no trump bid says. Would you say that this hand falls into that description?
No,
Do you have 6 to 9 high card points?
Yes.
Do you have a suit that you can bid at the 1 level? No. Do you have a raise of partner's 1 diamond bid? No. So when that's what you're sitting with, like it or not, the best thing to do is bid 1 no trump. A 1 no trump response does not say balanced. And that's
And
why
Phil,
people struggle with
There's
it.
maybe one more thing to add there, Phil, which is I lack a 4-card major.
Yes. that's
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I think that's embedded in, I don't have a suit I can bid at the 1 level. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
that's
agree
not
with
true.
you. Yeah, we always like to mention majors.
Raise.
Any other bid that you make would be a lie, right? It's very tempting to bid 2 clubs because of this monstrous suit, right? But in standard American bidding, bidding 2 clubs shows 10 or more high card points, which you don't have. And partner is going to think you have 10 or more high card points. And if you bid 2 clubs, before you know it, you're going to be in 3 no trump down 4. So anyway, I just wanted to offer this as a reminder. And then people say, but let's look at what might happen. Maybe partner opens a diamond, the next person passes, and you bid 1 no trump. And then the person on your left bids 2 spades. Partner passes, the next person passes. What do? Well, now you could bid 3 clubs. Partner knows you don't have many points. Why in the world will you pop up with a club suit? Well, you've got a boatload of clubs and you're weak. Don't you love it? I mean, don't you love it? Okay, that wasn't today's talk. Let's do today's talk.
Okay.
So here's the idea of a preemptive opening bid. Suppose you're dealer and you get dealt this hand. Let's think about it for a minute. The opponents probably have most of the points. And they probably have a fit in a major. So you're going to end up on defense against their major suit contract. How good is your hand on defense?
Not good.
It's like worthless. I mean, you've got so many diamonds that the opponents don't have very many. And even if partner has the ace of diamonds after maybe 1 round of diamonds, somebody's going to run out on the defensive side. Maybe you get 1 diamond trick from your hand. It's a lousy defensive hand. How is this hand on offense? Suppose diamonds are trump. How do you like this hand?
Like it.
I love
Very
it.
much.
You got 6 diamond tricks, right? Maybe you lose the ace, but you're probably going to win 6 diamond tricks. So suppose instead of passing, you're the dealer. Instead of passing, you open 3 diamonds.
3 done. Oh, yeah.
What's going to happen? And again, this is the idea of a preemptive opening bid. We'll come back and look at it more carefully. If you open 3 diamonds, it's really hard for the opponents to bid.
Mhm.
And it's really hard for them to communicate. And nothing really bad can happen to you. Because if they let you play in 3 diamonds, you're going to take 6 tricks. Plus anything that partner has. I mean, suppose partner has so little that you only take your 6 diamond tricks. How many tricks do you think the opponents would take if they were playing in their heart or spade fit?
Okay.
Like 12. They take a ton of tricks. So you open 3 diamonds, and this is what I mentioned earlier. I'm ready to bid a heart, and then the dealer on my right starts things off with 3 diamonds. and it makes it really hard for me. This bid is called a preempt. And what it says to partner is, and we'll talk about this in a lot more detail, I'm weak. I'm weaker than an opening bid. I don't have much on defense, but I have a long suit. And what you'll learn eventually is if they let you play it in 3 diamonds, maybe you go down a couple of tricks, but your score is better than if they had had the leisure to bid and communicate and get to their 2-spade or 4-spade contract. So this is the idea of a preemptive opening bid.
It's basically a dog in a manger trick.
Yeah, if you say so, it is.
Bill, is this the same regardless of which is your long suit?
Yes. Yes. Yes, pretty much. We'll talk about that regardless of your long suit. I mean, if this is spades, it's even better, right? Because you bid 3
Mhm.
spades. Now, if they want to bid, they have to bid at the 4 level. Whereas if you bid 3 diamonds, maybe they're super brave and they can bid 3 spades or something.
And this only works if you're going to be the first person to make a bid.
We'll talk about that. Brock, let's suppose that your partner passes and the next person passes. And you hold this hand in what's called 3rd seat. Boy, I sure think 4th seat is going to bid.
Mm,
I'm thrilled to preempt,
mm.
right? Or even if just the person on my right passes, I'm thrilled to bid 3 diamonds with this hand. You're causing trouble, basically. Your hand is worthless on defense, but it's safe on offense. And so you just cause trouble. Alrighty, so this is the exact same hand on the left. And the message here is, when do you want to preempt? You want to preempt when you're really bad on defense and really good on offense in your suit. So let's make this part of a full deal. You're the dealer and you decide to start with 3 diamonds. What the heck does North do?
Sweat.
Are they brave enough to bid that cruddy spade suit at the 3 level?
Nope.
You know, can they make a takeout double, forcing partner to bid at the 3 level in a major, or God forbid partner bids 4 clubs? You know, holy smoke, you've caused a boatload of problems.
Mhm.
I think that North can't really venture a bid at the 3 level. And South, when it comes, if it goes past, I don't know that South can venture a bid at the 3 level.
Mm-mm.
If you're playing in a high level game, they might be brave enough to do it. But in the kind of games that most of us play in, people are going to be very reluctant to bid. And so on this particular hand, you'll go down 1. You're going to take 6 diamond tricks and a pair of aces. That's 8 tricks.
Mhm.
So if you're not vulnerable, it's -50. And if you're vulnerable, it's -100. And, you know, the instinct of new players is, you know, oh my God, I failed. Well, if we look at the North-South hands, they can make 4 spades. They're going to lose the ace of spades and the ace of hearts. And that's it. And if they make 4 spades, your score is -420, or if they're vulnerable, -620. So generally, when we make a preemptive bid, we're anticipating that the bad guys can do something good, and we're trying to just cause trouble and prevent them from finding their fit. Questions, comments? Preempts are fun. The example I showed was kind of a classic preempt. The basic theme of preempting is the longer your suit is, the higher you can preempt, because you're going to take more tricks. if your suit is trump. So this is a gorgeous 6-card diamond suit. Is the hand good on defense?
No.
Maybe 2 tricks, maybe. Is it, so it's bad on defense, pretty bad on defense. Is it good on offense? Yeah, if diamonds are trump, you're probably going to take 5 diamond tricks. This is the classic kind of look of a preemptive hand. It's very similar to the one we looked at a moment ago. And it could be hearts, it could be spades. The recommended opening bid with this hand is 2 diamonds. It's promises essentially a 6-card suit and a weak hand, but a good 6-card suit. That's what it's telling partner.
Now, how could 2 diamonds be a preempt? Why would that stop the opponents? It's so low.
Well, it doesn't stop them very much. Maybe I should have made this a spade suit. And then it's a lot harder. That's a great question. A lot of people have abandoned 2 diamonds as a preempt because it's not all that effective. They don't have to be that brave to bid 2 hearts or 2 spades. Unfortunately, I picked diamonds. I'll rewrite the presentation with spades.
I mean,
So
but
it's-
3
your
is should
partner
have
should-
7.
I'm sorry, say again.
I was gonna ask the 3, if it was 3 diamonds, that would indicate you had at least 7.
Yep,
Okay.
we'll look at that in 2 seconds.
And I was gonna say, you still would want to bid the 2 diamonds, because then at least you're telling your partner something.
Absolutely. You're communicating with your partner and you're causing problems for the opponents. That's the purpose of a preempt. And they're a lot of fun. This particular bid is called a week 2. When my parents taught me to play in the late 60s, week 2s were the province of really good players. But now everybody bids them. And we're in this 24 weeks, we're not going to be able to talk about the 2 club opening. That's the opening that standard American reserves for a super, super strong hand. But 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, and 2 spades are preemptive bids. And to your question, let's make the suit a little longer. Now it's 7 cards. And typically with a 7-card suit, you preempt at the 3 level. So with this hand, you'd open 3 spades, promising, for all intents and purposes, a 7-card suit.
And is this where you could do a weak club at the 3 level? Like if you had
Yes.
7 clubs?
Yes, if this were a 7-card club suit, so I'm getting a couple ideas about how to redo this page. Yes, you could open 3 clubs because 3 clubs is weak. That's why I love the questions. And so let's make the suit even longer. 8-card suit. Let's start with 4 hearts.
Wow.
You're likely to take 7 heart tricks. You know, if partner has a couple of cards, you're going down 1 or 2 or 0. And if partner has nothing, the bad guys are making a slam. And opening 4 hearts is going to make it way harder for them to find the slam.
And Phil,
Yes.
you may have said it, but you're supposed to have 3 of the top 5 or 2 of the top 3 on this.
Yeah, we'll come to that in a sec. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The short story is it's got to be a good suit that's good on offense. The longer story, I'll come to Mark's guidance, which is good guidance. At some point in the future, you'll refine these guidelines based mostly on vulnerability. I was once in 3rd seat with this hand. And I figured the bad guys probably had a spade game or a heart game. And so I bid 3 diamonds. So don't try that
Phil,
yet.
So Phil, what if it's your partner that has the good hands?
Ah,
Two.
what if it's your partner that has the good hand? So the first question is, suppose it goes pass to you. Does your partner have a good hand?
No.
No. So I go nuts in 3rd seat. Like I did here. And I probably should erase this from the slide. If you're in 1st seat, then, and you got a lousy high card point hand, there's three other people, right? There's like 2/3 chance that the opponents have better stuff. And if you're in second seat, now there's two people who haven't bid. It's kind of 50-50 whether you're preempting your partner or not. And it happens. You know, sometimes you'll bid 3 spades with that hand or 2 diamonds with that top hand, and partner has a really good hand, and it's your own conversation that got interrupted. But you know, it's like so many things. You pay your money, you take your chances. Okay, so let's look in a little bit more detail, and then Mark, I'll come back to your question. So what should I bid with this hand? Is it good on defense? No. I mean, maybe you get a diamond trick or two. Is it good on offense?
Yes.
Yes.
If diamonds are.
So we'll preempt, and based on the guidance on the prior slide, we'll start with 3 diamonds. This hand is too weak to make a 1-level opening bid, right? But it's perfect for a preempt. So let's make the hand a little stronger.
Could you do 2 diamonds?
You could do 2 diamonds, but
Okay.
I would do 3 diamonds. I would do 3 diamonds. I think 3 diamonds is a better description for partner, and B, more disruptive to the opponents. Great question. So let's make the hand a little stronger. How many high card points do we have?
11.
11, and we can add 3 for length. This hand is too strong to preempt, in my view. I think you have to open 1 diamond with this hand. It has opening strength. And let's imagine for a minute the partner has just some modest heart opening. You've probably got a game in hearts. And to the question that got asked before, you would have preempted your partner. So if you start with 1 diamond and partner has that decent heart opener, partner's going to bid a heart, you're going to rebid your diamonds, partner's going to say something else, and you'll probably find your heart game. And now let's make it even a little stronger. That's a heck of a hand.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we do with that one? Well, again, it's too strong to preempt. I would open a diamond, and then I would bid really strongly after that. So we comfortable with the idea that it's not just the 7-card suit. It's the fact that you are weaker than an opening bid that makes a preempt attractive.
So with the preempt, you're expected to lose.
Yes, absolutely. You're expecting to lose less than if you don't preempt. And
So
that's a
therefore
hard
you
concept to
win.
get used to. Go ahead.
You win by losing.
Yes,
Yeah. Mhm.
exactly. Exactly. Okie doke. When do you not preempt? Even if you're weak and you have a long suit. Let's take a look at this hand. How is this hand on defense?
Not bad.
It's pretty good. You got 2 tricks for sure, right? You know, and you know, if partner has the king of spades, maybe you can get a ruff. You know, it's if they're playing in hearts. How is it on offense? It's not so hot. I mean, they might take the ace, king, queen of diamonds. It feels really different than the other hands we were looking at, right? So this has got that 7-card length. But if a lot of your strength is outside your suit, it means your hand is pretty good on defense. And it's not so good on offense. So if a lot of your strength is outside your suit, my counsel is don't preempt. A preempt says I'm bad on defense and good on offense. And I don't think that describes this hand.
So what would you bid 1 diamond on this?
I would pass.
Oh, pass. Yeah.
Yeah, pass is a wonderful bid.
Yeah.
I bought a book called The Power of the Pass. And the subtitle is someone holding a gun to your head? So pass is often an excellent bid. Because here you pass, and then maybe partner opens one no trump. And now you've got a sense of where you might go, right? Now, what about this hand?
Going back to
Someone has two devices on probably.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay,
What about this hand? How is it on offense?
good.
Good.
Yeah,
How is it on defense?
bad.
Bad. But most people, many people, I in particular, I will not preempt with this hand in first seat or second seat because I have a 4-card major. And I love majors so much. Imagine that partner has an opening heart bid. We might have game. So in third seat, I'd go crazy. But in first or second seat, I wouldn't preempt with this hand. Now, not everybody agrees. Oh, here was my example. Maybe partner has this cruddy little hand. And you make 4 hearts.
Phil, in that first hand,
Yep.
could you count length and then open a diamond?
Well, that's a really good question. You've got 4, 8, 9, and if you add length, 10, 11, 12. I suppose you could, but is partner going to expect you to have only 9 high card points? And how are you going to feel after partner gets you guys up to 3 no trump?
How many high card points would you have to have before counting length as a bid?
Oh, if this were a king, I would open a diamond in a heartbeat. If this were a queen, I would hem and haw and probably open a diamond. A lot of this is judgment calls, and we'll see examples of that in a little bit. Anyway, I probably shouldn't have put this bit about the 4-card major in here, but I just felt obligated to. Some people don't pay any attention to this, and some people say don't preempt if you have a decent 4-card major. But my partner Dana and I follow this rule. If we have a side 4-card major in first or second seat, we won't preempt. What defines a
Phil?
preemptive
Phil?
hand? Yes.
Maybe include a caution, very different rules if you're in 4th seat. And so if it goes 3 passes to you, you're in a different world.
Yes, sir. If it goes 3 passes to you and you're in 4th seat, you don't really need to preempt because expecting to go down, because you can always pass and score 0 as opposed to scoring negative. And then there's some decisions you can make about when you do open at the 2 level in 4th seat, but that's a little bit beyond our scope.
Yep.
Was that what you were looking for, Bob?
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. Thank you. So what defines a preemptive hand? And we'll come back to Mark's question. And I hadn't seen this phrase bad on defense, good on offense till the last year or so. And I just love it. A preemptive hand, you're bad on defense, but you're good on offense. So you tell your partner that, and you get in the way of the opponents. Typically, it's weak in high card points. It's too weak for a 1-level opening bid. If you have to put a ballpark on it, it's maybe 5 to 10. My partner and I, on our convention card for a week 2, I think we say 4 to 10. And you want to have the strength mostly in your suit because you want your hand to be good on offense. And then the question is, what does it mean to be bad on defense, good on offense? Any baseball fans in the group?
Yes,
Anybody remember Jose Canseco?
Yes.
unfortunately.
Yeah, he hit a lot of home runs. My favorite clip of him is when he's on defense in the outfield and there's a long fly ball near the fence and he's there with his glove up, and the ball hits him on top of the head and bounces over for a home run.
Yep.
Jose Canseco, I think, was the preeminent preemptor of so you're weak in high card points, around 5 to 10. And how high do you bid? Typically, with a 6-card suit, you bid 2. With a 7-card suit, you bid 3, and an 8-card suit, you bid 4. And now to Mark's question. Some people say, in order to make a preemptive bid, you must have either 2 of the top 3 honors or 3 of the top 5. And I think that's pretty good guidance. As you gain experience, you may relax that in some situations. But for now, I think that's good guidance. So you're weak, you have a long suit, most of your strength is in your suit. And you've got 2 of the top 3 or 3 of the top 5. Mark, was that helpful?
Yep, thank you.
Okay, super.
Okay.
Here's an important thing. If partner opens, don't preempt your partner. So partner deals and opens 1 diamond. Remember this hand from the start?
Yes.
Mhm.
Partner deals and opens a diamond. I would bid 1 no trump. 6 to 9 points. Can't raise her suit. Can't bid hearts or spades at the 1 level. So I bid 1 no trump. Now let's look at a different example. Partner deals and opens 1 heart. What do you bid with this hand?
Now you go weak because you can't even support hearts.
My
Or do you-
recommendation is bid 1 spade.
Yeah.
Oh,
See
one,
what partner says. I mean, wouldn't you be thrilled if partner bid 2 spades?
Yep.
Or wouldn't you be thrilled if partner rebid 2 no trump, showing 18 to 19 high card points?
okay, so wait a minute. So can you slow down on that? now? That you said, you just said a lot in a very short
Yeah,
amount.
yeah, let's do it slowly.
So, okay, so my partner opens 1 heart. I can't support hearts.
Right,
I'm weak, but I still have 6 points. So
Yeah.
you're saying act like I have a 4-card spade suit.
yeah, what in English, what does the 1 spade bid say? I have at least
4.
6 points
Yeah, and 4, yeah.
and at least 4 spades.
Oh, I see what you're saying. At least 4
At
spades.
least 4 spades, at least 6 points. And so maybe partner rebids 2 no trump, which would show a balanced hand with 18 or 19. Well, you're just going to bid 4 spades.
Okay, so then I am. So, okay, so partner comes back and bids, what did you say? It bids 2 no trump.
Yeah, I was just, they could bid a lot of things. If they bid 2 no trump, 18 or 19 high over there, and you have this beautiful suit, you're going to make 4 spades. So you just bid
Why
it.
wouldn't you just go for 3 now?
What if partner only has 2 spades and the bad guys hold up their ace of spades? Partner will never get back to your hand.
But again, okay,
It's
so
a little sophisticated, but
okay, so 25. So you're saying 25. So I would know to go to game.
yeah, I think so. So let's look at some, and again, I didn't want to go into a whole bunch of possible
Bill?
options here.
Phil, before you leave this one,
Yes,
the first example you gave with the clubs,
yeah,
you bid the 1 no trump in response to your partner opening the 1 diamond.
correct.
In the very first slide, you then went to the 3 clubs.
That was a particular auction that walked around that way.
Would that not be considered preempting your partner if you did it the second bid?
No, because partner has already said something and you've already said something. And maybe I
Okay.
shouldn't have put that example in back there,
Okay,
but you're just further describing your hand.
okay.
In this case, there are a lot of things that could happen. Partner might bid 2 clubs on the one on the right. A heart, you bid a spade, partner bids 2 clubs, now you bid 2 spades. And you're telling partner, my spades are rebiddable, I have a relatively weak hand. Partner doesn't know you have this fabulous 7-card spade suit. If partner does anything kind of forward going, you'll probably just jump to game in spades, but you'll probably end up playing in 2 spades or 4 spades. But it's perfectly fine to just start a slow conversation here. Remember,
So
bidding is a conversation.
So you would never be in 3 spades.
It's possible you might invite and partner might decline. There's a lot of possibilities. You'll probably end up in 2 spades or 4 spades.
Phil, I'm having a little bit of the same concerns of Marilyn's having, not because I don't understand your logic, but because, maybe because what you're surrounding it with is have a slow conversation. And I don't find people let people have a slow conversation when they're playing bridge. Somebody's going to intervene, and you may not be able to tell your partner you have this long spade suit. Let me just ask, I go back to what Marilyn said. What is wrong with bidding, 3 spades?
It depends on what your it depends what your agreement is with your partner. My counsel, and in standard American, is that you just start a slow conversation by bidding a spade.
Wouldn't that show more points also if you went to 3?
Well, it depends on your agreements, but the standard American bid with this hand would be 1 spade. And then the auction could go anywhere. I mean, maybe the next person bids something and your partner passes and it comes back to you. You'll just bid 2 spades. You will get more chances.
What distinguishes the second one from from just calling it a preemptive bid if you said 3 spades?
Right, that's my question, because you have 7. So
It depends on your partnership agreements. In standard American, the quote right bid with this hand is 1 spade.
Well, I guess my question is it because your partner's already bid?
Yeah.
Then you would have bid 3 spades?
Yeah. You want to have a conversation. If you want to agree with your partner that 3 spades means I'm weak with a long spade suit, you can have that agreement. I'm not sure it's a good agreement, but you can have it.
Maybe one way to think about this is when your partner opens the heart, your partner is unlimited. They could have 22, 23, 18, 19, right? It's a different story if your partner passes, because then they don't have 12.
Yeah. Well, they have less than 22 for sure. They have to have less.
So when they open the heart, if you bid, if you bid your 1 spade, you're showing your 6 points.
Right.
Okay. And then they're going to tell you something. And based on if they say, I have a minimal hand, you're going to say 2 spades. So do I. Just leave me here. And then you're not going to get yourself too high.
Well, but what I don't understand is if I bid, so what I don't understand is 2 spades says I have 6, but I have 7. So that's exactly where I'm confused. If my partner has an opening hand already, so I already know he's got, opening points. Why would I not tell him I had 7?
I think we should leave this slide behind. It's a question of what you want to agree with your partner. If you're playing with somebody who plays standard American, then the appropriate bid with this hand is 1 spade, which says I have at least 6 points, I have at least 4 spades. And the rest of it is TBD. Right?
Right.
There's 2 questions to answer. How high and what suit? You're pretty darn sure it should be spades, but you have no idea how high. So you just want to have a slow conversation.
I think also some people have caught on to the concept that with 6 you say 2, and with 7 you say 3, and with 8 you say 4. But that
Yep.
only applies when you're opening. It doesn't apply
Right.
when you're responding to your partner.
Exactly.
Exactly. Perfect. Thank you, Mary.
Well
Thank
put, well
you.
put.
Thank you, thank you. That is very helpful.
Say it again, please.
Yes, thank you. Can you say that again?
It
I-
says,
The notion of with 6, you say 2, and with 7, you say 3, and with 8, you say 4 is only when you are opening with your preempt. It doesn't apply if you are responding to your partner who has bid.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you. That was fabulous. And now I'll put an asterisk on that.
Dangerous slide.
Yeah. So the person the person before you, who's the dealer, opponent, opens a spade. You were planning to preempt, right? Go ahead and preempt.
Oh, I'm with people.
Right? The person on your right bids a spade. You're looking at this hand. You were going to bid 3 diamonds to try and get in their way. Go ahead and bid 3 diamonds and get in their way. Has anybody had that happen at a table?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Did you
Multiple
hate
times.
it when
Yes.
it happened to you?
Yes.
Yeah. So do it to other people. Person on your right bids a heart. There's
Jerry,
Someone's on the phone with someone.
Can we mute
Jerry, mute
Jerry?
yourself.
I can't figure out which person
It's
needs.
It's
Jerry.
Jerry somebody. It's Jerry.
Got quiet.
All right.
I'm not,
So the person on your right bids a heart. What were you going to bid with this hand? If you had been dealer, what would you have bid? I
2.
would have bid 2 spades.
Yeah.
Right? That's a beautiful week 2. So the person on your right bid a heart. You bid 2 spades. Some people call that a weak jump over call. I don't care what you call it. It's just a preemptive bid, just like a week 2.
Phil, oh, wait,
Yep.
okay, sorry. So I'm looking at that when you said, what are you going to be, yes, you have 5 cards of a major to do the
6.
preempt, 6,
There's
but
6.
but you need 5 to overcall.
Yeah.
You're overcalling at 2 level, which would mean that you have to have 12 plus points.
To be, let me be clear. You're not overcalling at the 2 level.
How would anyone know that?
You are preempting. You jumped from 1 heart to 2 spades.
That's right.
Full overcall would have been 1 spade over the.
Right.
If it had been 1 spade and you did 2 hearts, that'd be a whole different story.
Yeah, okay, right. No,
Great
excuse
question.
me, it would have been a 1 spade, it would have been an overcall, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I
great
made my
question.
mistake.
That
Great
actually
question.
is very helpful. That was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, great question. And the key here is the word jump. So let's look at a couple of hands that Dana and I played over the weekend. And I just took a couple images of a couple of hands. Whoops, and that clicked 1 time too many. I guess I didn't have the thing set up. So question, would you preempt or not?
Yes.
Yes,
Perfect.
it's perfect. Right? You're too weak to open. You got a great suit. What about this hand? Would you preempt or not?
No.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, I did not. It felt like too good of a hand. I had 11 high. Anyway, 90% of the other people bid 1 diamond like I did.
Oh, okay.
okay, wait, Phil, I have a question. I'm kind of curious when you thought to yourself, that feels like a good hand, it could also turn into a horrible hand, even if your partner has points, right? I mean,
And Catherine, in point of fact, it did turn into a horrible hand.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, it's just because I feel like I've been down that road and it wasn't rosy.
I just felt this hand was a little too strong to preempt.
I see.
It's too good on defense. There's too much potential. What about this guy?
Enough losers.
Yeah. What about this?
Phil,
Well, one of the things that I think makes this hand so attractive is the texture of the diamond suit. That the 10, 9, 8, we don't, when we're counting points, we don't count points for 10s and 9s and 8s. But boy, when they're in combination like this, they are very powerful. I would feel very differently about this hand
Oh,
if the 10, the 9, and the 8 were the 6, the 5, and the 2.
so Bob, would you preempt with this?
No, I would open
Oh,
one diamond. I agree with,
okay.
I think Phil's right on the money. But one of the things that I'm looking at is the texture of this diamond suit, and it gives the hand, makes the hand much, much better than it would be if it just had a bunch of small diamonds.
Would you try to play in diamonds then?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
You want to have a conversation.
Yeah. I mean, if partner has 5 clubs, great. I'm happy to play in clubs, but I think in all likelihood, we're headed towards a diamond contract.
Yep.
Thank you.
And Marty Bergen wrote a book called Points Schmoints. And if you look at the first hand here, there's 6 high card points in the heart suit, right? Suppose I change those 6 high card points to the ace and the queen. I'd rather have this heart suit. Right? So anyway, so what about this hand? We have a 6 card diamond suit. We're too weak to open.
Pass.
I would pass. It's good on defense.
Yeah.
And the diamonds are not that good on offense. It's like the opposite of a preempt. And maybe partner's going to open a spade. Or maybe partner has a 4 card spade suit. What about, whoops, I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. What about this guy?
Interesting hand.
It's a fascinating hand. Would you preempt with that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
No, no, it's too strong. And there's too much chance of a game in spades.
Too good on defense.
Too good on defense and too much chance of a game in a major.
And 6-5 come alive.
Yeah. What about this one? Right-hand opponent opens 1 diamond and you hold this hand.
Right-hand opponent.
What do you think?
Wow.
I probably would do the 1, 2,
One spade.
1 spade.
9.
How about 2 spades?
Oh,
That would be a preempt, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's a jump over call or a preempt or whatever you want to call it.
Even though,
you're-
because you got the ace of clubs and the queen of diamonds?
Yeah, but they've already opened the bidding. You guys are not going to have a game, so it causes them a problem.
Right. Okay.
Then it makes it really hard for the person on your left to bid their heart suit.
yeah, they'd have to go 3.
All right, couple more fun ones. Different people.
Bill, can you go back there for just a second?
Of course.
Another interesting thing I think that you and Bob mentioned is, a preempt really should mean you can only play in 1 suit. So when you look at that second hand and that 4th hand, you have 2 places to play there, right? A preempt should say, partner, I'm going to open my mouth. I'm going to state my piece. And this is all you're going to hear from me, right? I've got 1 long, lousy, I'm not lousy, but I got 1 long suit with not many choices. So, generally you don't want to preempt when you have an option to play in it, you have 2 5 card or more suits, because then you have choices that might depend on your partner being part of the conversation, right?
Excellent. Let's look at a couple more. Would you open 2 spades with this hand, or 1 spade, or pass?
1 spade.
Yeah, I opened 2 spades. 2/3 of the people in the game bid 2 spades, and 1/3 of them bid 1 spade. Different people make different choices. How about this one? Would you preempt 2 spades?
Yes.
And you see my name there. I passed. I didn't think it was good enough. 50% of the people passed and the other 50% bid 2 spades.
Okay, can I ask a question here?
Yes.
So in cases like these, is this where you should see if you're vulnerable?
Yes. You should see if you're vulnerable, you should see what seat you're in. If I had this hand in 3rd seat, so my partner passed and the next person passed, I know the next guy is going to make an opening bid.
Mm.
I'm going to bid 2 spades and cause a problem if I'm not vulnerable. What about this guy? It's got 7 hearts. They're not the world's greatest 7-card heart suit. I won't belabor it. I think it's borderline. The vulnerability was, I didn't hold this hand, it was an opponent. The vulnerability was favorable. 60% of the people, and this was in a like 0 to 3,000 master point game or something. 60% opened 3 hearts, 20% opened 2 hearts, and the other 20% passed. So the message of all this is there's a lot of judgment calls. And sometimes I'll have, I mean, if I get one hand one day and the exact same hand the next day, I might bid it differently. It depends on my mood. So to something that's that Allison said earlier, if you preempt, don't bid again. You described your hand. Partner heard you. Think of partner as the captain. And if you feel like bidding again, it means you didn't preempt high enough. Caveat, there's sometimes that partner will say, partner, tell me more. But here's an interesting hand. We looked at it before. Some people will look at this. I would open it 4 hearts. Some people will open it 3 hearts because they're a little chicken. And then the next person bids 3 spades. And then it comes around to them and they bid 4 hearts. Well, just do it the first time.
Yeah, I mean, this is interesting that you said that because I almost had a question on the last hand on the previous page when you said 20% opened a 7-heart week with a 2 instead of a 3. See, I would.
They didn't think it was quite good enough.
But it's
so
a
they
preempt.
pretended. They pretended one of their hearts was in with their diamonds. You can't do that online, but you can do it in the club.
But why would you want to?
Well,
I mean,
they just thought it was too risky to bid 3.
Well, 2 or 3, it's like literally the same.
It's judgment. That's what bridge is so fun about. So here's the 10% to remember. When do you preempt? You've got a weak hand, maybe 5 to 10 high card points, mostly in your suit. You don't have much defense, but you're really good on offense. And with a 6-card suit, you start at the 2 level, 7-card suit 3 level, 8-card suit 4 level. There was a question.
Phil, you did
Yeah.
what you didn't put down here, which I actually found part of this interesting discussion, and was, do you want to say at any seat 1, 2, 3, 4, you can preempt any time? Do you want to say that, or do you want to not say that?
So let's think of Bob's comment. You can preempt in 1, 2, or 3.
Yes.
Preempting in 4 makes no sense because you can always pass. I mean, why would you want to go down 100 when you could get 0?
Well, is there an answer? I mean,
in 3rd seat, you go crazy because 4th seat's going to open. But now we're talking intermediate bridge.
That's right.
Um,
So Phil,
yeah.
one thing that I've noticed playing with folks is that it's when these preempts come up and they come up, or preemptive opportunities, they're and they're brought up as a possibility. People are scared. It's like, ooh, I don't want to do that with that piece of not a good hand. And it's sort of it's counterintuitive. But it's wonderful because it puts it's so obnoxious. It's fun to be obnoxious in a legalized way. So anyway, I just want to say that if people are feeling like, oh, this is, I'm never going to do this. I suggest you try it and then compare the scores.
Try it and you'll like it.
You will, because it's fun.
I was sitting in fourth seat once with a really strong hand. And I had a fabulous 6-card club suit and a good 3-card diamond suit and a good 4-card spade suit. I mean, I had like 18 or 9. I had a ton of high card points and a void in hearts. And the person on my left opened 2 hearts, partner passed, and the person on my right bid 5 hearts. What do I do? Turned out we were cold for 6 clubs. And we ended up playing 6 spades off 2. What are you going to do? Well, and a preempt can be an opening bid or an overcall. Even if, say,
Not in the fourth seat.
Not in the fourth seat. Yeah. But if the person on your right opens something, you can make a preemptive bid. And I think we finally hit the end. So. Oh, I had one wonderful slide, but I'll do it super fast. We now have a complete taxonomy of opening bids. There's 3 flavors: a normal 1-level bid, 1 of a suit, 1 no trump, 2 no trump. I threw that in there. Preemptive bids, and 2 clubs. That's all the opening bids there are in standard American, and they're all pretty well defined. And that's the end. So we'll stretch, go to our coaches' rooms and play a few hands.
Thank you.
You, Phil.
Phil.
Thank you, Phil.
That was
Thank
very
you.
interesting.
Can I
Thank
be
you.
in the same room as Eddie?
And we can stop recording.
Phil, can I be put in the same room as Eddie?
And thank you for all the.
Can you stop sharing your screen, Phil?
I thought I had.
Well, try again.
There you go.
Thank you.
And thank you to Allison.
And we need to stop the recording.
And thank you to Allison and the other people who clarified some of these things, like this thing Allison just posted is what I was thinking about before. Yep.
Yeah.
Bill, a friend of mine once told me, you want to be a good partner and a bad opponent. Because a bad opponent will cause lots and lots of trouble. So you want to be a good partner and a bad opponent. And I thought that was good advice.
So here's what